Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Amrutanubhava, chapter 7. We are going to be looking at the 124th verse. And here, after having discussed in the 122nd and 123rd verse, the Adhyarop Apavad, the conclusion was that the pure consciousness itself has, because it is transcendental to all the relativity, therefore it has manifested itself as the knower as well as the known. Both the subject and the object is nothing but the pure consciousness, and the world is therefore a manifestation of knowledge and not of ignorance. So it has not come, the world has not come from abhav, from absence. It is at any given moment, it is an expression of the truth that is the constant principle, that you are. Therefore, let us get into this idea of ignorance out of our mind. Suffering is because one is alive. To stop suffering, one has to die. Technology of living death is spiritual evolution. Such an individual becomes a Nachiketa who wants nothing but the absolute truth with no touch of relativity. And this we are seeing in today's meditation also, and in the last two classes of Kathopanishad, where we are just about to conclude the Kathopanishad. Having discussed the Ajatavad and Adhyarop the Prakriya, the teacher now takes up another way of explaining the truth in OV 124 called Drishti Srishtivad, which in essence means that wherever there is a seer, only then there is the seen. So, without the seer, there cannot be the seen. Is the other way opposite possible? Wherever there is a seen, there is a seer. Seer is the conscious one. Seen is the inert one. So now in the next 5 verses, this thought of Drishti Srishtivad is being taken up. So let's see what it is. Drishya Chiya Srishti Dithi Vari Dithi Uthiliya Tadavati Chinmatrachi. He says, there continues to be an upsurge of knower-known duality, and yet the non-dual, pure, undivided consciousness continues to be the same. Have we started this part, this verse? We have. Till where have we done?
We actually finished this space. We finished 124.
We are in page 544, Swamiji.
Oh, page 544. Okay, I stand corrected. So basically, what does it mean? Let's recap again, no problems. So what does it mean that there is an upsurge of knower-known duality? That in our mind, the knower-known, the subject-object, subject is the knower, object is the known. This is continuously coming up. There is no end of it. And here it is saying that, and yet the non-dual, pure, undivided consciousness continues to be the same. So in the previous verse, what did we prove? We proved that pure consciousness alone is manifesting as the knower and the known. Now it is telling in this verse that there is a continuous, one after the other, like a machine gun bullets, one after the other, the knower known coming up. But the Atma, the pure consciousness, the witnessing consciousness, it ever remains the same. In its presence, the knower and known are coming and going. The coming and going of the knower and known does not affect the pure consciousness that I am. It remains as the constant. The coming and going of the ornaments does not affect the gold. Gold continues to be gold. The coming and going of the pot does not disturb the mud. Mud continues to be mud before the pot, during the pot, after the pot. Similarly, the coming and going of the wave does not disturb the ocean. Ocean continues to be the ocean. Before the wave, during the wave, and after the wave, the ocean continues to be. It is transcendental to the coming and going of the knower and knowns, the subject and object. If we can think of every wave as a conglomeration of subject and object, only when those two plus the instrument of knowledge comes about, then only a thought comes about, then only a wave comes about. But the ocean is not unaffected by the waves. Similarly, the pure consciousness that I am is unaffected by the coming and going of the thoughts. The day this clicks, all your problems are solved. Right now, all the problems are because some thought takes a charge of you and you start behaving as a slave of that thought, slave of that conviction, slave of that idea, slave of that imaginary thought. And that is what is called this funny personality. So recognize this about yourself. So we have done this one, you said. So here it says, let us develop, on the 554th page I am reading, let us develop the technique by which the attention will only be on the Shuddha Chaitanya, ignoring all the other experiences which come and go. So can we bring about within ourselves a disposition wherein we are the eternal seer, the eternal consciousness, the eternal presence, in the presence of whom the waking, dream and deep sleep are coming and going? The various thoughts in the waking are coming and going. Emotions are coming and going. Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, everything is coming and going. And you remain unaffected. Can we bring about a disposition like that? This is already happening. All we have to do is recognize. Just as something in the dream plane itself throws one out of the dream state of consciousness, in the same way, something in the waking plane of consciousness alone will throw one out of the waking plane of consciousness to the Shuddha Chaitanya that I is. Oh, when does that happen? Go to a funeral. It will happen very quickly. Attend as many funerals as possible, but not mechanically. Go with awareness. What is happening there? Is this what is going to happen to me also? Oh my God, again a dead body. Where's the life gone? Does life go? But I've studied that life doesn't go anywhere. Consciousness is always. So what has gone? What am I seeing? Am I also going to die this ignorant death? Or am I going to remain conscious when the equipment starts failing and becomes obsolete? It's an art. the art of dying. That will not happen only in the final event. That you have to practice now. When every breath is dying, you are conscious. Every thought is dying, you are conscious. Every time the mother is dying and the father comes, the sister comes up, when the sister dies and the daughter comes up, when the daughter dies and the friend comes up, when the seer dies, the hearer comes up, the hearer dies, the smeller comes up. Everything is dying every moment. Are you conscious of it? If you're conscious of it, extremely conscious, alert, then maybe by grace of God at the time of the last breath, you are also conscious. This is the lifetime preparation. This is the lifetime preparation. But we live a life of default. चलता है. चलो अभी क्लास के बाद already we are planning what we are going to make for breakfast, what are we going to do for the day, and what is the topic of going on, how to be alert towards the death. मन में विचार चल रहा है, उपमा बनाओ, पोहा बनाओ, पराठे बनाओ. Think. When one learns to see the three planes of consciousness as a game that is being played by the Lord, then nothing in the world can be taken seriously, just as the fire in a cinema story is not taken seriously. So rather than putting all your eggs in the basket of the waking plane of experience, our attention should always be, I am watching, or I am aware, or I am alert, or I am vigilant towards what? That whatever is the state of dream and deep sleep, the same status is of the waking also. The waking also comes and goes, the dream also comes and goes, the deep sleep also comes and goes. What is the impact of that knowledge? Start contemplating. When your attention is on the total experience, which is waking, dream and deep sleep, and we see they are ephemeral, that they come and go, then everything in the dream we don't give value to. Then same will be the status of everything and everyone in the waking also. We will stop giving value to everything in the waking also. You'll continue to live. You'll continue to interact. You'll still get angry. You'll still get hungry. But you will not be hooked by any event in the waking. Just like you are not hooked by any event in the dream. You wake up. As Swamiji said, or it is your experience also, some event in the dream wakes you up. Similarly, every event or many events are there in a waking which are there to wake us up, but we are so steeped in individuality that we, because of our unawareness, because of our non-alertness, we miss the plot, we miss the chance. Otherwise, every experience in our waking is helping us. Every year we go to Kailash. We should have woken up already. But it has become mechanical. Go to Kailash, come back, and then start planning for next year again. Every day we light the lamp. It should wake you up. But mechanically, Om Syavar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki jai, and then put the lamp and then become afraid. If I leave the lamp, the house will get burnt, and then put the lamp off and then go away to work. It's stupid. See? And that's exactly what we do within us. This alertness, we blow it off. For one moment we are alert when the lamp is off, and then you put the lamp off, you put that alertness also off. You stop living consciously. We have to change that. So when one learns to see the three planes of consciousnesses, that is waking, dream and deep sleep, as a game that is being played by the Lord, not by you. If you start playing the game, then you become the individual. You want to get out of that individuality. Who is playing it? The total consciousness is playing. Wave cannot play the game of creation, maintenance and destruction. Ocean is playing. Ocean has that vision that I alone am appearing as various waves, maintained as various waves, and then becoming unmanifest as various waves. But I am independent. I am more than all the waves put together. Individual cannot think like that. But individual can start thinking from the point of view of the ocean, that all the waking and dream are coming and going, and I am unaffected by all the events in the waking, dream and waking. So just as the fire in the cinema story is not taken seriously, therefore emotions, attachments, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, past, present, future, birth, growth, disease, decay, death, all these should not be taken seriously in the waking. अब कर लो जो करना है. But अब yesterday anyway जो भी था, आके बोलते हैं स्वामी जी ज्वाइन द क्लब. अबे ये कोई, इज इट समथिंग ग्रेट टू ज्वाइन द क्लब और व्हाट? Take it in the same stride as everything. Unimportant. Charai veti. Keep moving. Don't get stuck anywhere. That is the vision of the absolute, from the absolute Chinmatra. I, the Chinmatra, the Shuddha Chaitanya, is as it always is. I, the Chinmatra, the consciousness itself, is always as it is. I have never changed. Everything else has changed. Waking has changed, dream has changed, deep sleep has changed, the I thought changes, the that thought changes, the world changes, the senses change, the body changes, the convictions change, but the consciousness that I am, it never changes. It ever remains the same. I have never seen myself becoming less as the consciousness or more as the consciousness. Consciousness always is the constant. In the Chaitanya is as it is always is in all the three planes of experiences. To focus attention on this pure consciousness is the only sadhana, and to discover the meaning of relationless relationship is the only goal of human life and a way to explain pure knowledge. Not only relationless relationship, experienceless experience also. The Shuddha Chaitanya, when you say that it is Chit Swarupa, it is of the nature of consciousness. Consciousness means knowledge. Then how does it know itself? It knows itself without the thought. Then what does it mean? It means knowing less knowing, experience less experiencing, relationless. So what is the relationship between ocean and the waves? Relationless relationship. See? Because in the end, everything is ocean only. See? It is not, I should take one step back. It is not between the ocean and the wave. With ocean, what will be the relationship of ocean with itself? That will be relationless relationship. Is ocean thinking, because there are waves, therefore I am ocean? Does he think that way? If you say no, then do you think because there is waking, dream and deep sleep, therefore I am consciousness? Are you thinking like that? Are you thinking because there is body, breath, mind, intellect, because there is children, husband, parents, because there is creation, therefore I am? It's wrong conclusion, isn't it? So rethink who you are. For that, be focused, single-pointed towards the consciousness that you are. You have to wean away from everything that comes and goes and give zero value to that which comes and goes and be the constant one. Again and again. Can you come to know it? No. Why? Because you are already that. You have to just intuit it. Just like you are intuiting right now that there is vision coming through your eyes to see the world, that there is hearing ability expressing itself through the ears. You have never seen the hearing ability, but you know it. You have never seen the mind, but you know there is a mind which is understanding what is coming across the screen. Exactly the same way. Stretch it a little bit further. Instead of taking only individual stimuli, take the total stimuli, waking, dream, and deep sleep. Who knows these three? That I am. In whose presence are these three? That I am. Who is expressing as these three? That I am. These three keep coming and going. I don't keep coming and going. I am the constant, they are the changing. This pure knowledge revels in the intoxication of plenitude and expresses itself in infinite varieties of ways, never repeating itself. What is that? The world continuously expresses itself in variety of ways, never repeating itself. And how do you live your life? The same body with which I went to sleep yesterday, the same body is woken up today. The same wife, the same children, the same house, the same Australia, the same Victoria, the same Glenwaverley. This is our default setting, isn't it? But what is the truth? Everything is new. Everything is fresh. But do we have the vision to see that everything is fresh? Nothing ever repeats in this creation. Nothing. The river, the waters in the river never repeat themselves. The waves in the ocean never repeat themselves. Thoughts in your mind, breath in your nose, never repeats itself. Even if you say, I am, you are repeating. You think that you are repeating. But with every I am that you are saying, the time has changed. Expression has changed. The first I am is not the second I am. Second I am is not the third I am. You're superimposing your being on the thought and thinking it is the same. But it can never be so. Darshana riddhi bahuvasa chicheshu matala aisa zeshida napahe arisa vedyaratnacha. This pure consciousness has become so presumptuous, intoxicated and arrogant that it revels on the plenitude of the scene and does not repeat seeing the same stale object again and again. It does not repeat. It wants variety. जैसे तुमको रोज तुमको सांबर चावल, सांबर भात, सांबर भात, सांबर भात, afterwards you get bored, you say, hey, change, I want something else, I want chapati. If you get chapati every day, no, I want every day I want a new dish, I want something different. One day Chinese, one day pizza, one day chapati, one day puri, one day paratha. And how do you say it? Variety is the spice of life. Exactly. The potential within the pure consciousness is so huge that it never repeats the same thing again. Knowledge, darshana, expresses itself as drashta. Knower, the seer, when it comes in contact with the seen. Just like Paramashiva, when he comes in contact with his own potentiality, he is called as Shiva. And that potentiality is called as Shakti. So, has the Paramashiva vanished? No. Paramashiva is Paramashiva. He has not vanished. He continues to be Paramashiva. Now, with reference to his Shakti, he is called as Shiva. Similarly, this pure consciousness, this constant principle, with reference to the known, is called as Drashta, the knower. The seer, which when it comes in contact with seen, the drishya results in knowledge. So, when the subject comes in contact with the object, when the seer comes in contact with the seen, when the drashta comes in contact with the drishya, then the knowledge takes place. When the vision, the seer behind, because vision cannot do anything, the seer has to be behind the vision. When the seer behind the eyes comes in contact with the form, then the knowledge takes place, that this is a laptop, this is this person, this is a phone, etc. Knowledge takes place. Thus, the knowledge expresses itself both as the seer and the seen. Just as at the totality level we have seen before, the Paramashiva alone is expressing as the Shiva Shakti. Similarly, at the individual level, the pure consciousness alone is expressing as the seer and the seen, the drashta and the drishya, the subject and the object. This is the kada that you have to drink. We don't think in this manner normally. You will become sorted if you think in what is being told here. That consciousness alone is expressing as the seer and the seen, or the subject and the object. Man alone is expressing as, just not the exact example, but man alone is expressing as the husband, man alone is expressing as the father, etc. Man is the constant. Then knowledge becomes, thus the knowledge expresses itself both as the seer and the seen. Then knowledge becomes arrogant and also extravagant. in other words, man alone becomes the seer, the father, and the seen, the child. The man alone becomes the seer, the husband, the seen, the wife. Because wife is only an object. And where is the object? It's only a thought. And when man gives, interacts, associates with that thought of wife, at that very moment, he is no longer a man. He expresses as the husband. The moment the man thinks of something that is seen, some form, immediately he becomes the seer. He can never be the hearer or smeller. He will only express as the seer. Right now, if you are listening to these words, you cannot see the words. You have to listen to the words. So you are the listener. And what is the object? The words. What is the known? The words. So you are the listener and listen to are the words. If your attention is on the form, the dadi, then you are the seer and the dadi is the seen. Suddenly, if in the room someone is making a nice coffee and the fragrance is coming, you are listening to Vedanta, and suddenly the fragrance of coffee comes to your nose. Immediately, you have become the smeller and the object is the smelt, the coffee. Who has? You alone have. The consciousness itself as if bifurcates itself and is known by two names. The water of the ocean as if appears as many waves. The mud is one, but as if it appears as many pots. Consciousness is one, but as if it appears as seer and seen, hearer and heard, experiencer and experienced, knower and known, waker and waking world, known world, dreamer and dream world. And it goes on. Catch this, catch this. And because this is happening, and when is it happening? It's always happening. When has it not happened? From the time of birth till your last breath, this will keep on happening. Continuously, you will be the game of knower and known, seer and seen, hearer and heard, experiencer and experienced. This game will continuously throughout your life will go on. It's not going to stop. Rather than if you take yourself as individual, then this becomes a burden to carry. If you take the position of the consciousness, this is a game to play. You understand what we are saying? I don't like what I see, burden to carry. I like what I see, but I can't get it, burden to carry. We have to convert it into a game to be played that is going on and play the game rather than succumb by identifying. The moment you identify with it, it becomes a burden. It becomes a load that you are carrying throughout your life. Load of responsibility, load of attachment, load of memories, load of convictions, load of past regrets and past guilts, load of future expectations, load of I'm getting old, load of I got disease, load of you can keep adding. And everyone wants freedom from it. Everyone wants freedom from it. Then you have to think differently. think in this manner, that it's a game of the consciousness, and that consciousness alone is playing, manifesting as the knower and the known, seer and the seen, hearer and the heard, experiencer and the experienced, then there's no load to carry. It will free. You are free then. Then, just like the ocean is still in relationship with the waves, but it is not attached to any waves, then you are also in the relationship with the world, but you are not attached to the world. In that world comes what? Your relationships, your body, breath, mind, intellect, everything. Then you start seeing it all as a game. Game of the Lord. Lord playing with himself. Out of his own plenitude, out of his own completeness, consciousness, out of its own completeness, out of its own fullness. That fullness, the word is used as plenitude, where there is plenty, there is endless amount of possibilities. Plenitude. Plenitude, where are we? The knowledge does not want to see the same known a second time. The knowledge, the subject, does not want to see the known the second time, or the consciousness does not express itself as knower and known the same way again and again. Every time it is something different. With every word, I may be the same speaker from your point of view. But with every word that has been uttered, I am the speaker, you are the spoken to. You are the hearer, I am the heard. And the words that are coming to you are the heard. So either you can fall into a default position, hearing is going on, I am the hearer, he is the heard. Or you can be so extremely alert that the hearer is appearing with every sound that is coming to your ears. And it's not the same sound. The intonation is different, the timing is different, the expression is different. Either it is loud or it is soft, or it is slow, or it is very loud. So many permutation combinations. It can never be exactly the same. And therefore, here it is saying, therefore, the knowledge does not want to see the same known a second time because it becomes stale. Meaning, when you repeat the same thing again and again, it becomes stale, you lose interest in it. It's not worthy of giving attention then. Catch yourself why you are living with so much vigor in this world. In spite of all the troubles, in spite of the joys and sorrows, in spite of health and ill health, what is it that is making you look forward to the next day? Look forward to the next moment. What is inspiring you? The newness of the world. Every moment there is a possibility of some change. It's never the same thing. Just like when a child is born, every day the grandparents come and see, or the mother comes and see. Every day they find something new in that child. Oh, look, he is able to recognize me now. Look, he said, mama, mama. Look. Every day they find something new. And when we grow up, then we forget that we are still changing. We are still being new every moment. But we have forgotten to see ourselves that way. देखो, therefore he manifests as a multitude of names and forms, never repeating his creations. Therefore he manifests as a multitude of names and forms, never repeating his creations. So no two waking states are the same, no two dream states are the same, no two states are the same, no two interactions of husband and wife are the same. Even if you are in default setting, it can never be the same. No two meals can be the same. No two breaths can be the same. Nothing in this creation is a repetition. And therefore, where are we? Therefore, he manifests as a multitude of names and forms, never repeating his creation. Each jewel, object of knowledge, is discarded and a new one is created. Each one is discarded and a new one is created. Sometimes the known, knower and known. Known appears as what? Sometimes it is name and form, sometimes it is sound, sometimes it is touch, sometimes it is smell, sometimes it is memory, sometimes it is conviction, sometimes it is color, sometimes it is something or the other. It keeps changing. Continuously it is happening. Even now it is happening. Don't take it as a data. See it happening right now. Is discarded and a new one is created. There never was a time when this drashta, drishya, darshana game of the three partners was not being played. For time immemorial, beginningless time, this game of seer, seen, seeing, knower, known, knowing, waker, waking world and waking experience, dreamer, dream world, dream experience, going on incessantly. Never was there a time when this game was not being played. It's happening. It is the nature of consciousness to express like this. It is the nature of Paramashiva to express as Shiva and Shakti. It is the nature of the ocean to express as the various waves. He's not troubled. Why did I create so much waves and now I have to carry all these waves? He doesn't think that way. It is his nature. He is unaffected by the coming and going of the waves. The day we become unaffected by the coming and going of experiences, Shiva is expressing through you. Bring yourself to that disposition. It is not unique to one individual. It is universal. It is not just happening to you, one individual person, or only to the teacher, or only to the seeker. No, every living being is going through that. Every living being. Wherever there is sentiency, there, this is the norm. It is not unique to the individual, it is universal. If this vision is clear, then one will stop reacting to the world and will only respond to it as a divine manifestation. When we take it as a divine manifestation, all possibilities are open. When we react to the world, we have concretized the experience. I think I can't do this. Locked in. Whatever the Lord wishes, total open. All possibilities open. Lord can function in any way he wants. All possibilities are open. Why lock yourself? Do you know that you cannot do it? And afterwards, when you are able to, I didn't know that I could do it, but I know I was able to. Just little bit more efforts I had to put. From where did that thought of putting efforts came? From where it came? Did you think that thought? Or some great force behind consciousness with that you are, it manifested as that effort, it manifested as that thought, and you locked into that, or that possibility, and there you go. Solution. More inspiration, more motivation, less fear. If this vision is clear, then one will stop reacting to the world and will only respond to it. Reaction is instinctive. Response is intellectual. At the level of intellect, not intellectual, at the level of intellect. Response is when all the pros and cons have been looked into, you have prepared yourself, you have understood that you have sukha dukkha samay kritva. I have to remain equanimous, I must not react. If I give credence to the sukh or if I give credence to the dukh, then I am reacting. If I remain in the middle, then I am responding. Animals don't respond, animals react. Human beings respond. But those human beings who are touch me not, react to every damn thing that comes across, then they are worse than animals or equivalent to animals. Be responsive. And responsive not necessarily means you have to say something, you have to do something. It can be silence also. If this vision is clear, then one will stop reacting to the world and will only respond to it as a divine manifestation. So everything that is taking place, that everything that the world is presenting itself, and I'll just go back to the basics. How is the whole world appearing? As the knower, known, knowing Triputi in our mind as a thought. We are not going to sort out the world outside. We are only going to sort out the thought, because the whole world appears as a thought in our mind. So every thought is coming, and every thought's material that has gone into the thought is threefold: the subject, object, and the instrument of knowledge. The knower, known, and knowing. Seer, seen, and seeing. Hearer, heard, and hearing. So here he is saying that all these three are nothing but manifestation of the divine. You are only the watcher. You are only the observer. You are only the conscious principle, being the conscious principle. And in the same way, every experience of meditation is unique, and it will be against the Lord's luxurious extravagance of abundance to expect a repetition of the same experience. So only those who are very, very miserly, they want to have the same experience on the seat of meditation. Every meditation, if every thought is a fresh one, if every breath is a fresh one, how can every meditation be the same one? To expect that also is to concretize into ego, into You want the past experience to present itself in the present one when you are meditating. That's pathetic. World is continuously presenting itself to you in new and myriad of ways. Let meditation also appear. It doesn't, you can have the same process of approach to it, but what happens, how it unfolds, how it dissolves, let the Lord decide. You be empty. But when you exercise your willpower, this has to happen, that has to happen, this is how it should go, that is how it should go, then we are going the wrong way. We are not given up our control. And therefore, in the same way, every experience of meditation is unique, and it will be against the Lord's luxurious extravagance of abundance to expect a repetition of the same experience. Every experience is unique, but the truth is only one, and that is our truth. Don't you see the whole world continuously expanding, continuously changing? The tree looks the same, but so many leaves have changed every day. Now it is autumn going on. Tree looks the same. Makeup looks the same. Behind the makeup, the face has changed. House looks the same, but it is deteriorating from inside. Everything is changing. That change itself is called the principle of death. Or you can take it as it's the glory of the divine. Both ways you can put it. Every experience is unique. No experience, no thought is a repetition, and that is why it is told, remain alert, remain vigilant, remain alert, remain vigilant to every thought. Then after that, when your mind has become focused, remain vigilant and alert towards the consciousness that you are. To be the consciousness. It is in such a clear vision, there is an end to all sorrows. There is an end to all sorrows. There is only serenity and joy in that prasanna chetas antahakarana. Now, antakarana, mana buddhi chitta ahankar, all these thoughts, because there is no attachment, every thought is continuously appearing and disappearing, and the intellect is totally convinced that it is the game of the divine that is being played. Every thought that is coming is an expression of the divine. Before the mind was thinking, intellect was thinking, I was thinking that why this thought is coming, I don't want to think these thoughts, this is a very dangerous thought, this is a very ugly thought, this is a very self-defeating thought, this is a very exciting thought, this is a very passionate thought. And this way it had segregated everything. It deviated towards some thoughts and it deviated away from some thoughts. Now what is happening? The I is in the middle. Now you have taken the position apart from the antakaran, and you are seeing all the thoughts in the antakaran are being washed in the light of the divine consciousness, and you are seeing that every wave of thought that is appearing in the antakaran, in the as the subject, object, and instrument of knowledge, whether it is of conviction, whether it is of memory, whether it is of emotion, it is as it is bathed in the light of consciousness. It is appearing as ever fresh, ever new, ever unique, and such a person has become free from all sorrow. Such a person has become free from all free from, I won't say mortality, because if you play, understand it is the game, then you are free also. If you are attached to the thoughts coming and going, then you are mortal. If you are free, ocean is immortal from relative point of view. As compared to a wave, ocean is immortal. If you remain the witness of all the thoughts and coming and going, you are immortal. Because you are unaffected. And you are seeing all the thoughts only as an expression of the self. This will not come as a result of thinking process. It will, this vision that every ocean, every thought is nothing but the consciousness, it will be a revelation. That revelation we are talking it as in way of words right now. But when it happens, it will happen as a revelation. That pure knowledge is the center of the circle with no circumference. That center of knowledge, that unstruck eye, that unattached eye, that thought-free eye, that pure consciousness is the center without the circumference. What is the circumference? Waker with the waking world. That waking world is the circumference. And what is the center of it? The waker. Dreamer with the dream world. Dreamer is the center and the dream world is the circumference. But the pure consciousness right now, if you put yourself in that position, you are that consciousness in whose presence the waker, dreamer, waking, dream and deep sleep come and go. Then where is the circumference now? You are everything. You are the waker also, the waking world also, the waking experience also, dreamer also, the dream world also, and the dream experience also, and the absence also. Now, where will you conclude? In front of you, the waker is collapsing, dreamer is collapsing, sleep is collapsing. But are the three altogether collapsing? No, the game continues. That is the glory. So you are in and through the three experiences, just like the ocean is in and through every wave, but yet independent of every wave. You are also in and through every waking, dream and deep sleep experience. In other words, you are in and through every thought, yet every thought wave, yet you are independent of the thought wave. Contemplate in this way and come back to your essential nature. That pure knowledge is the center of the circle with no circumference. Paramatma Tattva is Akhanda Mandalakaram. That great circle which has no circumference anywhere, but which has a center everywhere. So that circle which has got no circumference automatically is having a center everywhere. It is not that you will find center here, say, see there also, see there also, see there also. No, you can't say that. Without a boundary, without a circumference, if you have a complete circle, where is the center? Here. If there is no circle, where is the center? Everywhere. Because there is no parameter by which you can calculate, create the equidistance and come to the center. Contemplation on this thought will lead one to that state where one is as extravagant as the Lord himself, with love for everything and being, accepting every wave of experience as it comes. Ah, extravagant, no holding back, full glory. Every thought is the glory of expression of that self. That thought is what? Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, memory, past, present, future, everything is the glory. The most ridiculous also is the glory, and the most fantastic is also glory. The devas are also the glory, the asuras also the glory. Nothing is outside it. The moment you define something and get stuck somewhere, that very moment you are concretizing into an ego, into an individual. Be free, be free. Contemplation on this thought will lead one to that state where one is as extravagant as the Lord himself. Lord is unbound, he is infinite, he is full potentiality, untethered by anything, undisturbed by anything, unaffected by anything, uninfluenced by anything. Because everything is his manifestation, everything is his glory. That becomes the state of such a seeker, when he abides in the self in this manner, through this contemplation. Having talked about the seer, the scene is discussed in the next OV. Kshanakshani na neecha navi drushyachi chokh madavi dithi karavi vedavi udarazo. This magnanimous consciousness, though through it, seeingness covers the scene with fresh and new ornaments of the objective world. This play of pure consciousness is so great that it presents every moment a series of objective perceptions to the seer. Every moment it presents a new ornament or decoration of drishya padartha, that is the objective world. So the seer never gets bored of seeing the same object twice. In this way, for the seer, beautiful garments and ornaments are made out of the same consciousness, Shuddha Chaitanya, in the most magnanimous udara way. Udara means magnanimous way, most expansive way. Udara is the quality of mind which accepts every experience and every individual as they are, as a mirror accepts every object that comes in front of it but retains nothing. So that is the udarata. What did I say before this verse began? That whenever we identify with something, we concretize ourselves into personality. Udarata is not concretizing ourselves into a seer or a seen or a knower or a experiencer. Then what do we remain as? We remain as the pure consciousness. We remain as the eternal seer, in whose presence all the seers and seen, all the hearer and heard, all the experiencer and experienced, all the knower and known are coming and going. That is the udarata, not getting stuck with any one triputi. If you get identified with one triputi, immediate concretization of personality. Not identifying with any triputi and watching the triputi come and go. And what is this magnanimity? Continuous bubbling up of waking dream deep sleep, waking dream deep sleep, waking dream deep sleep, waking dream deep sleep, waking dream deep sleep. Within the waking, seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking, imagining, etc., etc., etc. Continuously. Dream also same thing. It's going on incessantly, it is going on. Come to the principle. Don't come to the experience. Come to the principle. This is what your observation is if you take a step back from your experience right now. This is what is happening. Every moment a new object is being presented to you. That object may be sight, touch, feel, taste, smell, memory, thought, etc., etc. Every moment, every moment. Don't get identified. What's next? What's next? Or if you say what next, your attention is on the object. Remain as the eternal seer, undisturbed seer, uninfluenced seer, with reference to all the objects that are coming and going, all the thoughts that are coming and going. Don't react. Udarata is the quality of the mind which accepts every experience and every individual as they are. So do you accept your husband as he is, wife as she is, child as she is, or we want to improve them? Oh, we have to teach them our culture. We have to give them our samskar. Otherwise, where will the world go? Did you create the world to make it go anywhere? Oh, but I am instrumental in producing my child. Isn't it my responsibility? लगे रहो फिर और क्या? So you don't trust the Lord. You trust your ability. I created the child. Is it? Anything could have gone wrong in the 9 months. Anything could have gone wrong at the time of birth. Anything can go, and we see so many places in so many families where children have gone the wrong way, children have become paraplegics, children have become mental schizophrenic as they are growing up. They've got eczemas, they've got allergies. They were not born like that. What could you control? Can you control the birth of the child? Can you control the growth of the child? Can you control the disease of the child? Can you control the hunger of the child? Can you control the curiosity of the child? And we believe, I am the father, I have to do everything. The best way you can serve yourself is remain equanimous. By being equanimous, meaning by being the pure consciousness, whatever is around you, any person who's around you, they will get the vibes. It will, just like if a magnet is there, even if a iron nail is there, it will get the vibration of the magnetic energy, and it will behave itself. The moment sun comes up, without doing anything, without saying anything, every person starts behaving himself. He wakes up. Some defy it, but majority wake up. Exactly the same way. Rather than control the situation, control the thoughts, control the parameters, let's be focused on the conscious self and see that conscious self alone is manifesting as all the objects as well as all the subjects. That's the best present you can give to yourself. That is the only present you can give to yourself. That itself is realization. That is, this thought itself leads to immortality. Contemplation leads to immortality. In the 127th verse, the relationship between the drashta and the drishya is taken up. What is the relationship between the seer and the seen? We'll look at this in the next class. काफी हो गया. We have seen what is the drashta and we have seen what is the drishya. Who is the seer and who is the seen? Seer and seen both are manifestations of the pure consciousness, and the pure consciousness is unaffected, uninfluenced, uncorrupted by the appearance and disappearance of the seer and seen. Every seer is always the same, not as a thought, as the original, it is always the same, but the scene keeps changing. So subject, the seer as a thought I also will keep changing. Then let it change. Don't take that as a problem. Don't take that as a challenge. Don't take that as a impediment. Don't take that as a hiccup. Then how do you take it? You take it as a glory of the consciousness. You see it as the manifestation of the divine, the Lord playing his game, just like the ocean is playing its game called waves, unaffected by the waves. Same way you look at the thoughts. You will be sorted forever if you take that take that position. And now in our next class we'll see what is the relationship between seer and the seen. We'll conclude here for today. Contemplate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.